Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Katie, and welcome to my Greenland Quilter channel. I hope everyone is having a great day today. Post in the chat where you're watching from, and let us know, where you're at, so we can see where you're watching from. And yeah, so I have a guest tonight. Her name is Jamie of the Quilting Compound, right? Jamie? So I'm going to turn it over to Jamie, and Jamie's going to tell you a little bit about herself and about her YouTube channel.
Okay, so my name's Jamie, and it is the Quilting Compound. And like I told everybody before, I've been married for like 31 years. I've been sewing for, I think, off and on for 20, surely that's not right, 24 years. 24 years. I took a very long break of about 7.5 years when we moved. I started back in 2000, and so I've been going ever since, nonstop. That's all I want to do. I also have 2 kids and a grandbaby.
Oh, that's awesome. So I've shared your channel in the chat. You guys, if you are not subscribed to Jamie's channel, go over, show some love, and go over and subscribe to her channel. And then when you have a chance, go and give her some watch hours. And when you're watching the videos, make sure you like her videos, because all of these things help our channel get put up there where other people are seeing it. Hello, Robin. Hello, Nancy. Hi, Robin. Hello, Candace, and hello, Lori. Welcome, welcome. So here's the plan. I'm going to be doing I'll be interviewing Jamie the first few minutes of this live, and then when we finish up with that, she'll show you what she's working on. I'm also going to do a box opening for my classic cut classic box, and then I will be sewing after that. I don't know how long we're going to do the live. I haven't really thought about it, but I'm going to try to keep it less than 3 hours. I'm hoping more. I need to learn how to get it when I hit that second hour, let's stop. But that's not so easy when I still want to sew and others want to still watch. So, but it seems to hurt my analytics a little if people don't come back and watch. Those that missed the video don't always watch the whole 3 hours. They might watch 10 minutes and then leave. So something I need to figure out, and I'll get it figured out. So welcome, welcome. And if anybody in the channel who doesn't know Janice has a question, or even if you know, sorry, Jamie. Even if you know Jamie and you have a question, post it in the channel, but make sure you put a heart in front of your question so that I can see it, because sometimes the channel turns pretty fast and someone will ask a question and then I won't see it. So yeah, be mindful of that. So put a heart in front of your question. Okay, let me see. Hello, Vicki. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Terry. Let me see here. Hi, Luane. Hi, Katie and Jamie, and all my awesome quilting friends is what he says. The rest of them everybody else has been saying hello. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to start asking Jamie some questions, and if I get tongue-tied on your name, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Usually people don't remember it. So
I have a mild form of dyslexia, and sometimes one of the things I do is get people's names wrong.
Oh, my husband.
Like when I'm calling my kids, I'll call Kristen Lynn, and I'll call Lynn Kristen. And they're like, Mom! It happens more when I'm tired, but I try to be better about it. Okay, Candace says she follows Jamie. Love the quilt patterns you come up with. Right. Luane says that he loves your videos and quilts. You have given me some great quilt ideas. And hello, Vicky. Vicky says, hi, Katie and Lane Nightbot. I don't know what that means. And Terry said hello to everybody. Okay. All right. So are you ready?
Well, okay. Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Maybe not. Okay. So my first question is, who influenced you to learn how to sew?
Who influenced me to learn how to sew? I would say my big influence was probably my mother-in-law. I decided to do it and she pushed me, basically. Her and my neighbor.
Uh-huh. So what was that like for you?
Well, when I first learned how to sew, quilting, doing, I guess, quilting, I did hand quilt. I hand pieced all of my first quilt except the borders. And my husband was like, "You have a sewing machine. Why don't you just use it?" And I was like, "No, I want to hand piece all this." But when I started stitching on that border, I started to run a little short and I had to take it all out. So I, I went ahead and finished the borders on the machine. And I also had to use cardboard templates and scissors. So that was, you know, thank God for the rotary cutter. That's all I've got to say, and the rulers, because it was a whole lot harder back then. And,
Yeah,
I just didn't know about stuff. I basically taught myself. I had to learn on my own. I went through a book. There wasn't really, if there was, I didn't know about internet, anything on there. So that's how I started and who influenced me.
When did you begin to piece quilts and how old were you when you finished your very first quilt? And do you happen to have it by any chance?
I do have it. It's in the other room.
Do you feel like getting it to show it to us?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's faded and stained and it's Walmart fabric, but I could go get it.
Yeah, why not? So we can see your very first piece.
Oh, all right. I'll be back.
Nancy says, so Katie, that is what that is. I thought it was because I was old, but I know I even call my son by the Oh no, Nancy, that's too funny. Oh my gosh. No. You are very talkative today. So anyway, what's everybody's weather right? Or how's the weather your way? Tell us what's going on your way with the weather. And okay, I'm going to share you.
No judging. This is very basic.
No one's going.
Scissors and cardboard.
No one is ever going, ooh, that's pretty. And that was your very first quilt?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that, you guys. That's gorgeous.
Well, it's hand pieced, hand quilted, all except the borders.
Wow. Did you hand piece the binding as well? I mean, did you hand sew the binding?
Yes, I actually hand sewed the binding to the back. Let me see here. Let's step on it. See, it's like it's got a stain right there. But yeah, yes.
Well, that's because you're showing love to it.
That's
the first. Awesome. Hello, Pat. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing your first quilt with us. So,
I thought about
how long ago was that when you made that one?
20 years ago.
Look at there. Right? It's 20 years old and still holding up.
No, 24 years ago, I think. Yeah, I think it's 24 years ago.
That's awesome. Look at that.
So
okay. What are your favorite styles of fabric?
Well, I would say just cotton, but here lately, I'm really liking the batiks a little bit more.
Yeah. I'm loving it too.
I like it all, to be honest. I don't know if I have a favorite. I mean, batiks just seem to sew better and press better. But, you're kind of squished in that box with batiks.
Yep, definitely. Do you have a favorite pattern designer? Wait. Yeah. Do you have a favorite pattern designer? And if yes, why?
Favorite pattern designer? I like Adetta Sitar's patterns. Now, That doesn't mean that I can do them. She's got some really, that is too much for me, but I love her quilts and her patterns. She's one of my favorites. So probably her, maybe. Or even Cluck Cluck Sew. She's got some good patterns.
So I asked people about the weather. Let me see here. Robin says, "Oh, California is warm and beautiful." Mary G is from Oregon, sorry, and it's cool and wet there. And so far, that's the only two people that's mentioned it. Okay, and then Nancy said, "So that shows Walmart fabric isn't so bad."
Yeah. So yeah, I got that in Walmart.
Yeah. When you see quilts that were made from feed sacks that's lasted 150 years, what does that tell you?
Yeah, I mean, it's
the
together.
industry. Yeah, I mean the industry has improved a lot, but it's still.
Those are some really big hand stitches I did on here, but
Hey, it's together. That matters. Okay. Do you prefer traditional over modern, or do you like to get in the middle of it?
I would say I probably prefer traditional, I think.
Okay. As a quilter, is there anything you have learned that you wish someone had told you in the beginning?
Well, I wish I would have known about rotary cutters, of course. And gosh, I mean, I guess I'm still learning. What would I say? I think I wish that back then I seemed like there were more quilt police, maybe. And I think you can get away with more now. Then it was like, oh, you have to have this certain color background. You have to put your binding on like this. You have to do that. So I'm glad it's kind of eased up on all that, because that can be discouraging.
Yep, it definitely can. Um, Tell me about what you envisioned in the beginning of your quilt creation and how it has evolved over time now. I'm sure you had something you might have loved back then and it's probably changed over time, or something you've been.
Uh, yeah, when I was earlier, I did more paper piecing than what I do, a whole lot more. That was mainly what I did for a good long while, because you could get because everything had to be perfect. Yep. So I could get it perfect. I don't paper piece so much now, only on occasion.
Okay. Linda says hello to you and I, and she says it's 90 degrees in Florida.
Samantha, I live in Kentucky.
Oh, okay. All right. What do you like best about making a quilt, and what do you love doing the most? Do you love doing piecing, quilting, binding? What's your most, out of every process of making a quilt, what is the one thing that's your jam?
I like to pick my fabric and piece. That's my favorite part of it. Cutting, picking and cutting and piecing. And my least favorite part, I would say, my least favorite part is, well, loading it on the long arm. And then when you're doing the binding and you've got it sewn on to the back and you're flipping it over and you have to connect those two strips, sometimes that will grate my nose, but
Yep. So let me see. Nancy says it's 84 in Western Kentucky. The storms are coming. Yeah, you guys in the United States is getting its butt kicked again. Teresa says, I'm okay. They wouldn't give me my shot in thumb. Have to wait until the 23rd. Wayne says, I made a top with Dollar Tree fabric and everybody loved it. See, we should not be policing what people use for fabric, because not everybody's, we're not rich. We're like middle class. And there are times when when I see fabric go up to $15 a yard, no, I'm not doing it. I'll just figure something out.
Layer cakes now. I saw one the other day was $50.
Yeah, it's insane.
And I was like, I went to the Viduka quilt show, and well, I didn't buy any layer cakes or anything like that. I just
Yep.
bought a few half yards, and they were actually only $4 for the half yard. So of course I went ahead and got those.
Yep.
I
84 in Georgia, and Sunny just got off the lawnmower, Samantha says. And hello, Samantha. Sorry.
It's probably in the 80s here. I'm not really sure. I tried to avoid the outside because it bothers my allergies.
Okay, so what is your favorite type of quilt to make? Do you like making applique quilts, piece quilts, whole cloth, and why?
Pieced quilts. I don't really applique. I said I was going to learn how. So it's really piece quilts, whole cloth. Now, like maybe a panel. I like to work with panels and put borders or cut them up and do stuff like that. So really just piece quilts.
Okay. Alrighty. What is the hardest thing about creating a quilt from your perspective?
The hardest thing about it, I think like if I'm going to do a tutorial is how much yardage you need, because I improvise a lot. It may not be the exact match. I just try to put it in there, and I'm a hope for the best.
Yep.
It'll be close enough.
Yep. Lori says, I'm sorry, it's sunny and 83 degrees in Virginia. Nancy says, Jamie, what day was you at the quilt show?
I went Friday.
What are you talking about?
Paducah, the big quilt show in Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah, I went Friday. My husband, he usually goes with me every year, bless his heart. But I actually think he likes to go.
Believe it or not, my husband enjoyed being drugged in and out of fabric shops when we were hopping around Florida doing shop hops. It was kind of funny. My friend, we stayed at Myra. She's my friend. They live in Rich Manor, and funny. And the first day we went out, me and Myra took her car, and the guys followed us in the Corvette with the top down. And so Nikolai was in heaven. But one of the quilt stores we stopped at, I think it's called something simple or simply. I can't remember the exact name of it. But there's a chair when you first walk in the door. Right next to the door is this really comfy chair, and me and Myra is milling around, and Nikolai's milling around, and Nikolai comes up, hey, and he says, hey, look at the front door. So I look at the front door, and Bill was sleeping in the chair, and we were all getting giggles out of it because we got a picture of him sleeping in the chair, while he was waiting on us, and because we were only in there like 10 minutes, so he was taking one of these quick shut-eye things, and the owner of the shop to see what we were giggling about. She come over. She says, that chair has been used more by husbands than I've ever seen it used. Of them falling asleep while the wife is walking around shop hopping. It was hilarious.
He did that this last time. I would go look in a booth, and if they had a chair sitting out, he would go sit in it.
Yep.
He was getting kind of, a little antsy, but he does pretty good, I have to say.
Let's see here. Linda says, Teresa Louise, I'm glad you're doing better. My friend just sent me a surprise box, and it had a couple bottles of my favorite huckleberry syrup. Yummy.
Oh,
Robin is asking how Nikolai is. He's good. They managed to hit a little bit of a good spot up north where they're getting really big shrimp. So I hope that holds for a while because fishing's been very strange. No. No. Okay.
My dog hasn't come to visit yet.
Yeah, I let her in here because otherwise y'all would hear her whining. How many quilts have you made, and how many do you currently have right now? Because I'm sure the numbers are different.
How many have I made? Oh gosh.
You can best guess it.
I couldn't even guess. I have really no idea because I have totally forgot about stuff. I went through my stuff and went, oh yeah, I forgot about this one. So, and who I've given them to, I don't.
Maybe you should start making a record of all of them
I
you make
know.
before they leave your
I,
door.
I should do that. I
Yeah.
don't really know. I'm trying to think of just the unfinished ones I have right now, and that's up in the 20s. I don't know. I don't know how many I've made. And does that include table runners and stuff like that? Gosh,
It includes anything that you quilt. So quilt to quilt,
yeah.
regardless of what you did with it.
I wouldn't even want to guess. I don't know. 75. Okay. I don't know.
Do you have a lot in your person as well?
Yeah, I do have a lot here. But some of them are getting ready to go away as gifts. And then I've done, I know I did one for Project Linus back in the day where they actually did a class at one of the sewing machine shops in Louisville. And they showed us, it was a quilt as you go. This is a long time ago. So I made one for Project Linus, and then our quilt store, my local one, you can take your quilts there and they give them to either Project Linus or another group. Okay. So I took 3 or 4 ones that I was really practicing on my long arm with. I donated those. So
Pat says it's 59 degrees in Northern California. Jamie, did you get to go to Hancock's?
No, and I want to go, and I wanted to, but I just did not want to make my poor husband do anything else. So one day. But I mean, Paducah it's like a 3-hour drive from here.
And Linda says she just stopped by to give thumbs up. Thank you, Linda. But now she's got to start dinner. Y'all have a great visit and enjoy your evening. Thank you, Linda, and you too. Maybe you can come back. Okay.
So guess who, Nancy, are you in Kentucky?
Who?
Nancy. Does she live in Kentucky? Because I
don't know. Nancy, where do you live? Let's see what she said. Oh,
she was there Thursday.
Yeah. While we're waiting on that, what is your go-to sewing machine?
Right now it's my Juki.
Which Juki?
It is the TL18 QVP. Haruka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have more than one machine?
Yeah, I have a Bernina also.
Okay.
It's in my other room.
Okay. Nancy says, yes, she lives in Kentucky. Okay. Is there anyone in your family besides yourself that makes quilts?
My mother-in-law on occasions, and my grandmother made one for me for my high school graduation.
Oh, that's really cool.
I still have it too. Oh. It's faded, and I thought about recreating it because I guess she hand sewed it. I can't hardly tell how she pieced it. So one day.
Yep. Do you have other hobbies that you also dabble in?
I've been trying to cross stitch. Well, I'm buying the stuff to cross stitch. I did cross stitch back a long time ago. I do cook a lot. I am the cook for everybody. And I know quilting's so expensive and it takes so much time. I won't let myself have any more hobbies.
Yeah, I understand. Someone asked the question. Jamie, do you like having a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I do like having a YouTube channel. I just it's hard to get a video up all the time. It takes a lot of time to get a tutorial together. Seems like. And I have one I've been working on this week. Quilt I designed, but when I designed it, my mock-up, I just used some scraps, and that was in black, white, and gray. Well, now I'm using colors. Well, it just totally changed everything. So I'm kind of like, oh, uh-oh. I don't know what to do now.
So what colors were you sticking in there besides the black?
It's a rainbow color of solids.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Which I never sew with solids. And I thought, well, I'll try it and see. And now I'm like, oh no. So I'll get it together though.
Nancy says she lives 30 miles east from Paducah.
Oh, you're close then.
I thought someone else asked another question.
Do you have a favorite go-to pattern?
Yeah, that's the one I saw. Yeah, do you have a
Okay.
favorite go-to pattern?
If um if my own, I would probably do one of my jelly roll patterns. Of somebody else, I do like the 3-yard quilt patterns too. I forgot about those. I like her books. They're easy to follow. And, you know, I would, if you're going to do those, I would have a little bit more than 3 yards because I like my binding different than what she calls for. So I think you need a little extra for binding.
When did you start your YouTube channel? And what were your goals at the beginning? And how has that evolved over time?
I started it in, I think it was June 2022. And I did my scrap scrap jar quilts, jar blocks, and it was mainly it because I was here sewing by myself and doing all this stuff, and I think everybody around me got sick of looking at everything I was doing. I was like, well, I'm just going to start a YouTube channel then. So
I understand. Teresa is asking, Jamie, do you still like that air cleaning machine?
yes, it's on right now. Because I really need it. My allergies are really bad. I said I didn't even want to go outside to even get any pollen or anything like that. It's running right now along with a fan because my air conditioner for this room upstairs is broke.
Oh,
so,
no.
And I don't want to open the windows because I don't want to let any pollen or anything in. So I'll be sneezing everywhere. So yeah, it's running and so far so good. I have no complaints.
Do you have any future goals for your channel?
Well, I mean, yeah, eventually, I mean, I would like to maybe start we can have your group or whatever, join or whatever, stuff like that. But just mainly I'd like to make the quilts and do the tutorials and show everybody what you can do with what you have instead of going and buying stuff. Because, I don't need to buy any more fabric for a very long time.
I understand.
It doesn't mean I'm good.
Okay, do you have any, because we're going to start rapid fire here directly. Do you have anything else that you would also like to share with us that is about you?
About me. About me. Well, no, I mean, I don't know. I like I said, I like to cook. I've got kids, and I will tell you this. This is something probably nobody knows. Back in, back about 22 years ago, I ran a quilt store with my neighbor for a couple of years.
Wow.
So, yeah, just for a couple of years in our little town where we lived. And then she had 3 kids, I had 2 kids, and we just said it was too much. So, and it was also a bad time in the economy. So we just decided we would close it, and we sold a lot of it. Some of it I brought home. And so I've been around it for a long time. But like I said, I did take a long break.
I don't know awkward quilter's name, but she says, hey everyone, lurking because I'm still working, always working. Glad to see Jamie on a live. And Teresa says she's thinking of getting one, talking about the air cleaner. And then she says Jamie has awesome patterns. Happy face. Stop.
Well, the bad thing is, Teresa, and unfortunately, they only gave me that coupon code for a month. And so it expired. It expired Tuesday, I think.
Uh-oh.
So now you can't even use the coupon code.
Yeah. Okay, time for a little fun that you have to think on your feet.
Oh
What
no.
five what five skills should stop? No. What five skills should a beginner quilter learn about to help them become good quilt makers as they learn?
I would say if you're going by a pattern, make sure you read through your pattern all the way through it. Make sure you have a good 1/4 inch or it's, the same all the way through. So that would be to read your pattern all the way through a good 1/4 inch. If you're on a budget, don't overbuy. Just don't. Get what you like. And see, number 4, a good rotary cutter. Make sure your blade is sharp and make sure, try not to run over any pins and damage your machine or your needles.
So that was 5, right?
I think so.
Yep. Don't run over pins.
Oh, I should say, and don't worry about being perfect either, because there's no such thing.
Yeah, that's something all of us should help newbies with. They don't have to strive for. This is what I say. You don't need to be striving for perfection. What you need to be doing is enjoying the process. And if you're not enjoying it, why are you doing it?
Yeah, exactly.
And when if you're stressing because it's not perfect, you're not having fun.
Right.
That's it's supposed to be to help, it makes you happy when you're making something. Okay. Suggest 5 tools that every beginner quilt maker should start out with and why.
Okay. Well, this right here, seam ripper. Best of all, rotary cutter. You need a good iron, in my opinion, to press. So that's rotary cutter, seam ripper,
iron. That's
a
3.
good iron, a good ruler, and I like these because they stick. And also a good pair of scissors. And so, what was that? How many more do I?
That was 5.
Okay, good.
Yep. Now, what advice could you give concerning how to take care of quilts to make them last a long time? Now, you've had one for 20 years, 24 years. So what did you do to make it last this long, or did you just not worry about it?
To be honest, now every now and then I will refold them. I know a lot of people say to roll them up if you can. I do switch my quilts out. Like I have a ladder in my living room. I put on my couch too a couple. So I switch those out. And then in one of the spare bedrooms, I have a quilt rack in there and I hang them on there. So I kind of switch them out and make sure they're not folded the exact same way every time. So you don't get that permanent crease in there.
Okay.
Yeah, don't listen to the quilt police, Teresa Louise.
Thank you.
Yeah, they will. They'll make you mad and hurt your feelings all at the same time.
Teresa says, don't listen to the quilt police. That's right. Brenda
Hi,
Cole
Brenda.
says, hello, number Kentucky girl, or hashtag Kentucky girls. And Nancy says, hi, Brenda. All right. So the next one is, what advice would you give to a beginner quilter?
I would say either I would maybe start out with a pre-cut, like some 5-inch squares, just to maybe, that way you're not having to really cut and worry about that. Maybe get to know your sewing machine and your 1/4 inch seam allowance first. And then if you like that process, and that's not that expensive, and you can catch them on sale. So I would start off with maybe some charm squares or something like that. Sew those, see what you like, and then maybe buy a pattern, more beginner, or even the 3-yard quilts. I think those are beginner friendly. That would be my advice.
Okay. Do you have any other advice that you would give to share with quilters? And that means all quilters of any skill set.
just like you said before, make sure you're enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't start on a quilt and you don't want to hate what you're doing.
Yeah.
So I think if you're a person that you don't like, trimming 155 half square triangles, probably better not do a quilt with that many half square triangles. So might want to avoid that. See, a lot of times I think I did a tutorial with no triangles because sometimes I don't want to trim them. So I'll do a lot of squares and rectangles.
Yep, I hear you on that one. Any other thing?
Just pick some fabric you really like and do what you want. Enjoy it.
Okay. All right. So I think the last thing I wanted to probably ask you about, and then we'll start doing other things. Do you have any future projects coming up that you're going to be sharing with your followers that you would like to hint around about, or
yes,
them? You have some stuff you want to show them? You're welcome to do that.
One of them I've already showed, and I couldn't find it. I think of a name, and I don't have it in here with me. It is, I think I'm gonna call it Streaming Pinwheel Stars. I'm gonna do a tutorial on that. It's been in some of my other videos. I showed it. And then I have a jelly roll coming up with the solids that I'm already working on the video for that. So that's 2 right there. And then I'm going to show y'all another little right here, what I'm working on right now, just for a scrap. And it's really easy. So,
Hello,
I like the easy stuff. I like the easy, fast stuff.
Brenda says, Nancy, we are representing today. They're talking about Kentucky.
Yep.
Okay. Show them. I'm going to pin you for here for a minute, and then you can show them what you're going to be sewing on tonight. And then I'm going to set a timer and see if we can kind of like not go to 3 hours if I can help it.
Okay.
Harder said than done, though, I think. Wait a minute. What happened here? Oh, there we go. Show them what you're doing.
I'm going to sew this, but I'm going to use batiks. This is just a practice block. So, and it's just out of scraps. So it's a little flower in the little pot.
Yeah, that's
so using scraps. It's really easy. Nothing. I didn't want to do anything too complicated while I was on here. So I cut up some batik scraps, and I had a few fat quarters. I cut some out of those to make one. So we'll see.
Okay. What was that? Anyone in the channel want to ask any more questions before we start? Just because I'm going to do an unboxing here in a minute. So if you have some questions, please drop them in the chat so I can ask Jamie, you guys. In the meantime, I'm going to this is my March. Yeah, this is my March box. I'm still waiting on my February box. It seems to be missing in action. This, it sucks. The mail system has got pretty bad. No one's got any questions they want to ask?
And how come I can see me but not you?
Because I pinned you.
Okay. See, if y'all didn't know this, I'm not good with technology. That was one thing about myself. Yeah.
Okay. Now you should see me now.
Yes, I can see you now.
Okay. So can we talk about, Brenda wants to talk about air purifiers.
So do you like yours, Brenda? I like mine. I mean, it's going right now. Can y'all even hear it? Well, I've got a fan going over there and my air purifier over here.
I don't hear it. All I hear is my laptop.
Yeah, I've got that going too.
Yeah, my laptop has a super fan on it, so I turned it on because the video will make it hot. So it's got some kind of cooling thing in it. Hi, Melissa. She says she just got here. So welcome. So what did you want to know about the air cleaners or air purifiers, Brenda?
Are you not happy with yours, Brenda?
Hi, Andrea. Which one do you have? I'm looking into getting a few, Melissa says.
I think it's helping, but will you do a filter clean demo?
Yeah.
Sure, whenever. I'll check mine. I haven't even checked it yet. And I'll look at my book. I can't hear it, Jamie. Oh, good. See? So it's running and it's on speed 2. So it's really quiet.
Melissa's asking which one do you have?
It's a Life You Bide. I did a video on it.
Okay. Then Brenda says she thinks it's helping, but will you do a filter cleaning demo?
Yeah. I'll try.
And she says she absolutely can breathe better.
Yeah. That's why I have it up here in my sewing room, because my allergies were so bad up here with all the dust and all that. So I was like, I have got to do something.
And Teresa says she can't hear yours either.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
Well, I'm hoping one day I'll get my air conditioner fixed, so I'm not having to run the fan too.
Yeah, I'm going to buy a fan this coming week because my house feels like a sauna. Seriously, it does. Okay, so this is my classic cut cotton cuts box, and I've been on this subscription for, well, since 2018. I think the early part of 2018. And I haven't actually, there's been no time during this time frame that I've stopped getting it because I really enjoy it a lot. I used to have this box. I used to have several. I had classic cuts. I had So Sampler box. I can't remember this one other company for a little while, but I was really unhappy with that box. And I had a Fat Quarter subscription through Fat Quarter Shop, but I'm down to just this box and the PMTs I've been doing. I've cut back quite a bit because I've gotten where I like buying yardage, and sometimes I'll buy a Fat Quarter bundle. Usually it's a boutique or something. If it just comes, I see it and I catch it in time. A lot of times, by the time I see a new bundle and go look for it, it's sold out. Melissa says, I've been thinking about getting one of their boxes. Well, I have a secret to tell you guys. I am going to be an ambassador for the, or at least for 6 months, for the Cotton Cuts Modern Maker Box.
Oh, nice.
So the first one she's going to be sending to me in the middle of, or supposed to ship out in the middle of May. So we just have to be patient and see how long it takes to get to me. And then what I have plans on what I'm going to, when I show the box, I'm going to be doing some other things, like making something with what I get in the box, so you guys can have a look at the fabric while I'm doing that. And that'll be a lot of fun. Hey, Christine, what's going on? She says, hello from Atlanta, ladies. So anyway, let's open this up. I shared the link in the channel. This is, you get 12 fat quarters in this box. You also get a lanyard. The lanyard changes from month to month. Some different little cards come in here, and I'll show those to you as well. And so, yeah. Now, I had my box set up where I get some batiks in mine because that's what I wanted. I don't care to get Tula Pink or any Allison Glass fabric, things like that. I've told them, no child's fabric either, because yes, I have 3 grandkids, but they're out of that infant stage. So this is what it looks like when you open it up. Oops, I have the stuff upside down. So you get the first card you see, it says, all right, yeah. Can everybody see this? Please show a heart if you can see what I'm showing you.
I would move it over just that way. Yeah, that's up a little.
So the card says, in your hand, scraps become splendor. Can everyone see what I'm showing? Otherwise, I'll take it to the other camera. Teresa says, Jamie, I got my pressed flower quilt done. Oh, congratulations, Teresa.
Yay!
Hello, Debbie. Debbie says, hello, everyone. Okay, so this is one of the cards that comes in it. And then on the back of it, it gives you a description of what's in your box. So I'll read this part to you. So it says contents, and someone by the name of Clayton boxed my box. And inside the box is some batiks by Dutchy Blues by Jacqueline D. Young for Anthology Fabrics. There's some florals from the Land of Enchantment by Sarah Thomas of Serendipity for Moda Fabrics. Holiday Seasonal Sandy Calls by Lee Squirrel for Dear Stella Designs. And then there's Blenders, which is a storyboard by Leslie Tucker Jensen for Robert Kaufman. So that's what's in the box. Also on the back of the card, it talks about lanyard, a little something extra for our classic members. This month's special gift is a Cotton Cuts favorite, variegated pens. Add these to your creative endeavors and let your imagination run wild. If you have this classic cut box, they would like to see what you created out of it and what inspired you. And you can post it over in the Cotton Cuts Facebook group, as well as Instagram, and put hashtag Cotton Cuts Creates. That's what you put, all one word. So that's what the first card is. And let me see who walked in. Melissa says hi. Teresa saying hi. I won a snippets bag last week. Congratulations, Melissa. Pat says she sees it. There's hearts telling me that they see it. Okay, the next card is the wow, I have two cards in February and March. I was missing a card, so they sent me one. So you get one of these every month. And what the color cut challenge is when you get this card, you have a pattern on the front, and you have on the back, you color this. And then when you finish coloring it, you go to the Cotton Cuts Fabric Facebook group or Instagram or both and put hashtag CCC Color Challenge. And on the 15th of the month, a drawing will, and they'll pull two people. And why they're pulling two people is they'll pull one that's colored the card and one that's actually made the block, to show how anyway, so that's what that looks like. The next thing is Designer of the Month. So this was March's Designer of the Month, and her name is Jemima Lint. I don't know if you pronounce that D. She's a designer behind the quilts, sewing and crochet patterns at label Tied with Ribbon, specializing in modern fun designs that pack a punch and deliver helpful skills. So there's a lot about her, and I believe that they post their designers over on their blog. Next thing is on the back of this card, there is 4 patterns created by that Designer of the Month. And because you're a Classic Cut subscriber, you can pick one of those blocks. You go to the Cotton Cuts website and put it in your, like you're going to buy it. And then there's a little word that you use that allows you to get that one pattern for free. So you have a choice of 4. So that's all the cards that came in the box. So now I'm going to take the box. I'll show you the lanyards first. So this month we got more pins.
Yeah, I think I got. Did we get those in the Puzzle Mystery? Did we get?
Yeah, you probably saw them in the
pencil something.
Yeah, yeah. I have so many now. It's crazy. I have to start giving them as gifts. Let me see. Pat says, I just bought some fat quarters from Jacqueline from So Yeah. They are beautiful. Teresa's asking Jamie for your border. What, something about your border?
Yeah, I was going to type it back. I needed just under a yard of fabric for this. I could not find it anywhere. I mean, Etsy, online. I found 1 yard on eBay. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to use something else, but I did find 1 yard, and so that'd be perfect. It's supposed to be here Monday because it's coming all the way from Washington. So,
well, Wayne says, I asked on the Mystery Quilters group if anyone has done a quilt based on the Block of the Month cards. Very lovely quilts were posted. Yeah, there's a few people doing. I have several. I don't have quite enough yet to make a quilt, but I have several. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the fabric. Let me see if this has, this looks like a batik. Nope, this is cotton, but there is no anything on the selvage. So this is the first one. Can everybody see this okay? Or do you want me to do it closer to the camera? Or do you want me to do it like this? Actually, that looks good like that.
yeah.
Okay, so this is the first one, and this is not a batik, even though it looks like a batik on the back seat. But you see there's a selvage on here, and batiks don't come with selvage. It even feels a little bit like a batik, which is interesting. Okay, the next one. This one has little crabs on it. Oh, it's so cute. No selvage on it. Has a selvage, but there's no text.
Oh, those are cute.
Isn't that adorable? Those will be fun using on something. Okay. All right, the next one. These have little fishes on them. These colors are nice.
Now that really looks
Look
like
at that. Isn't that awesome?
Well, that's perfect for you, isn't it?
Well, it definitely gives me some ideas of something because my husband we bought one of those panels from Florida that has the different, has a shipwreck under the water kind of scene on it.
Uh-huh.
And he wants me to make a small wall hanging quilt out of it so he can hang it up in his cabin at work.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, the next one is this floral. And no text or selvage on this one either. That's pretty.
Yeah, that is pretty. That's similar to the colors that's my pressed flowers is in.
Yeah, this is really nice fabric.
Oh, is that really loud?
No, my
Okay.
my Zoom has settings on it to keep the
Oh,
noise
no
minimum.
protection.
Yeah, so I hear it, but it's not loud. Okay, here's the next one. Let's see if there's anything on a selvage. Ah, there's one with selvage on this one. Okay, this one is called Land Enchantment by Sarah Thomas of Sarah Ridditti of Moda Fabrics. And this one's cute too. Look at that. Little birds. One thing I can tell you though, if you get a classic cut and you want to know what fabric line any of these are and you don't see them on the selvage, if you go up onto Cotton Cuts and then click on the shop, and if you start going through the fabric, you'll be surprised to find all your fabric that came in your box will be probably at the top tier of, when they uploaded them so you can see it. And then you can look up what they are if you want that, especially if you want to buy more of it. Okay, this is a batik.
Yeah, that's
pretty.
really, that would go good with what I'm making right now.
Yeah. That's some beautiful batik color. I am so in love with batiks. I just look at them all day long and just be perfectly content with doing that. Okay, here's another batik. This one has like roses on it, looks like.
Oh, I like that. That's different.
Definitely different, and I like it too. Okay, so there's that one. Okay. Debbie says she sent Mona an email. Who says, are either of you doing the Wild West? Yeah, I'll do one, but I just don't know until I see the colors which one. What about you? Are you going to sign up for the Wild West?
When I don't even know anything about it. So
Sign
when
up starts at the end of May. Yeah, it's for the fall puzzle mystery. It starts in July.
Okay, I'll look it up and see.
But sign up start at the end of May. Okay, here's the next batik. Pat says my fat quarters by Jacqueline was all solid type primary colors like lava batiks. These are beautiful, Katie. Yeah, I agree. Here's the next batik. Look at that.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, it's so vibrant. Hi, Susan. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Pat says, hi, Susan. I keep missing your live shows. Your channel says not available. Uh-oh. That's not promising.
Uh-oh, yeah.
Everybody's saying hi to Susan and Teresa. And then Susan says, oh, goodness, at Pat Boo. I did have trouble with my lives a couple of times, so that might have been the problem. Here's the next batik.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Yep. Okay. And then the next one is another batik. Nope, this is a cotton, you guys. It might look batiky, but it's not. And I have a selvage on this one. This one is called Storyboard, a Wishing Well collection, Leslie Tucker Jennison for Robert Kaufman.
It does look like a batik.
It does. So now that one that I showed at the beginning is probably by the same fabric line, since it looks batiky on the back. It even kind of feels like it, but doesn't feel like it, if that makes sense.
I know what you mean.
Here's the next one. Let's see if this is cotton or batik. This one is also cotton and looks like a batik. And it also has some text. So this one is called It's Storyboard by Leslie Tucker Jennison of Robert Kaufman, and it's design number 22099. This one had a number on it. So that's this one. It's like a green, turquoise, and sea foam or something. Like a sea foam green on it. Okay. And the last one looks like it's by Robert Kaufman as well. Of the same, let's see. And see, this one is, I don't see, yeah, there's no text on this one. But this is, you can tell it's by the same line because of the designs. So here's the last one. It's like a really, really pale lilac or pinkish with some darker in it. But the camera is saying, I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
it's the last one.
It looks gray and white on my screen.
Yeah, but when I look at it, I can see lilac instead. So the camera's not having fun with this. I don't know if the smaller camera, even the smaller camera doesn't really see it for what it really is. It does look like gray, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is the whole box. And you get all of these lovely colors. So what did y'all think about this month's box? Tell me in the channel, in the chat, what you thought about this box. I think I am super happy with what I got. There's plenty here to make something with, and we all know that you can make quite a bit out of a fat quarter bundle.
Yeah, and you really can make a lot of a fat quarter bundle.
Yeah, definitely. So this is all that came in that box, along with the pens and the cards. So this was March box. Okay.
Okay, here's the batik one.
That's pretty. Are you using
I think
too?
It's cute, huh?
Wait a minute. Let me pin you. Don't leave it up there. But I want to show everybody.
See, isn't that cute?
That's adorable.
So now I think I'm gonna put some triangles right here, snowball corners.
Yep. Yep.
And then use this white and put a square at the end so it'll have a little star in there too. I don't know. I'm just thinking it in my head.
So now that I think it's beautiful. So now I'm going to show you where I'm going to sew on. I'm doing 2 of the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery. I'm doing Secret Garden. And I'm doing Hope. But now I have the full kit of this one, meaning I have all 10 months of stuff. This one I'm getting by the month. And when I chose this because I'm going to give it to my youngest sister when I finish it, and because she's currently a survivor of breast cancer, but she's been having a rough time of it over the last few months, and or last year, because she had an accident that cracked 3 ribs.
Oh gosh.
And it ruptured one of her the implant of where she'd had the mastectomy on the one side. And while they had to go in to do surgery to something on the inside of her rib, and she woke up in the middle of surgery. And I know some of you've already heard this, and it really, really triggered. It did something to her mentally, but it also triggered past stuff that all 3 of us girls suffer from. And so she's seeing a psychiatrist right now, and they're giving her medication to help with it. And I thought if I make her a quilt, it won't be finished until August, I guess, or whenever we switch over. But I think that when she sees it, she will love it. So I wanted to show you what block number 1 looked like sewn together. Okay, so this is what one of the blocks. I made 4 of these, but look at the batiks on that. That is so
wow,
pretty and vibrant. So you had to make 4 of these for clue 1A, and then you had to make 2 of these for 1B, and then you had to make 2 of these as part of 1B as well. So all of this first block now has been made. And I thought I would show it to you so you can see what it looks like when you finish a clue. And then I keep my clues in a box like this so that they can lay flat inside. This is where I will be keeping both colorways as I'm sewing it. These boxes have been a good way for me to store projects, because I don't have closets and places to stuff things, so to keep the dust off of them. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to sew clue 2 of Hope, And then let's see what time it is. It's 8 o'clock, so we've been going about an hour now. So are you up for an hour of sewing and then we'll stop?
Sure.
Okay.
There's nobody here but me.
Let me read what's been said in the channel and then I'll get sewing. Does anyone have any questions? Let me see here. What can I ask? What project is everyone working on? Post it in the channel. Even if you're not doing anything, say something. Let's move the chat. We need a little interaction going on here. Teresa says, those are so cute, Jamie. Beverly says, beautiful. Candace says, nice, Jamie. Debbie says, lovely. Sheila says, hi, sitting in car line to pick up my granddaughter. Hi, Sheila. How are you? Monona says, hi, Debbie. I got your email and answered it. Teresa says, very pretty fabric, Katie. And Candace says, beautiful fabric. Okay. So as you're doing that, let me know when you want to show again. Wayne says, Tree of Life. Yeah, sorry. Speaking of that.
Now, what was the next puzzle mystery quilt called?
One we're doing this one that I'm doing right now is Tree of Life.
Okay, what's the next one coming up?
The next one is going to be the Wild West.
Wild West.
Yep. Jamie, do you quilt your own blankets on a long arm or domestic machine? Samantha asked.
I have a long arm.
What kind of long arm do you have?
It's a Baby Lock Gallant. It's very basic. I don't have a computer. It's all me guiding it. So one day maybe I'll step up to something else. But
Denise says sewing some pillows. Lori says she's paper piecing Starburst. Teresa says, oh, I'm just sitting here thinking about heading upstairs to sew. All right, come on, girl, let's sew. Pat says one more border to put on a queen quilt, then quilt it on a Juki. Luane says Wild West colorways will be revealed next week, Kim said today in her live. Yep, that is going to happen. So y'all stay tuned for that. And also, this is the web address. Ooh, that didn't come out right. Oops.
Well, I know if I do it again, I might do batiks. Maybe. Yeah.
I got some that I'm doing in batiks of the PMQs in there. It's not finished, and I'd like to do more of the batiks, but the last go around I didn't know I was getting the batik with this one.
Yeah.
So when I saw them, I'm like, wait a minute, that's batik. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have fun sewing that one.
Well,
Jerry says
I showed you. I think it's so busy, but it'll be fine, I'm sure.
It will. You just have to wait, go through the progress. Hey, and journal your progress if you want. Since you're a first-time PMQer, I have a journals and blog. I have a blog, and I've been adding first-time PMQers to that blog.
Yeah, I was gonna do video on them, kind of like the pressed flowers, but that would have been too much. So I've just been sewing them, here by myself. But maybe, I don't know, maybe next block I sew, I might do a video or something.
Sounds like a plan to me. And Brenda Foley says she's quilting right now. Denise says to Lori, EPP exclamation mark, love it. I have been doing it with felt instead of paper. Oh, interesting. Denise says she is sewing by hand while she waits to get her machine back up on the table. Melissa says, I never had a clue go missing until now. I sent an email today about missing clue 3. Yeah, I don't have clue 3 of my hope either, but that's because the mail sucks. Yep, we're caught up on that. My channel, Denise says, my channel header is a picture of my EPP felt piecing. Cool. Oh, Denise has a channel. Hey, Teresa, can you share Denise's channel? I don't have her in the bot. All right. So I'm gonna show you, this is the instructions you get with your puzzle mystery. And I'm sure everybody knows that already, but I'll share it anyways. So the front side shows you what you're making, and down below it gives you a list of what you should have in your kit. On the back is directions on how to sew it. Debbie says she's making half square triangles. Denise says, I think the felt is probably machine friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be right back. I need to get more to drink, you guys.
So I'll be here to entertain y'all.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you would mind entertaining.
So what I'm doing with this block, which of course I've already had to get this out because this is my best friend, this seam ripper. What I'm doing with this block is, which I forgot to do on that end, is I'm putting these little corner pieces in right here and this for the little border. So there'll be a little, what is it, a shoe fly star or whatever in that. Now, will it look good? I don't know. I'm just trying it out to see. I did make this block another way. I made the pot a little different, but this is the easier way that I'm doing now. So this will look like a pot sitting in a window, and this is the window sill. Does that make sense? And then I'm just taking all my little scraps here. These are all 1.5 inch squares. So whatever I had left out of cutting all my 2.5 inch squares, I could cut 1.5 inch squares. And then do you all use one of these? The creative grid rulers. So if you don't want to draw your lines, you can use this ruler.
So I'm going to mention something here. I don't know how many years in a row now, but let me find one first. What did I do with them? When you sign up for a puzzle mystery, you can order what they call oops kits, and it's basically every color of fabric you have in your mystery clues. It's your colorway that you chose, and they're all fat eights, and you can buy as many of them as you want to. And this came in handy this week because in my clue 1, I was missing some of this color in a triangle, and then I was missing the other one in a rectangle. I was missing one on just one half triangle and one rectangle. Now, am I upset about it? No. When somebody, because they're hand cutting these, you know, with their little cry cut or whatever it is they're using to make these pre-cuts, and they're doing hundreds of them. And stuff happens when you're counting and putting in packages. So that's why I'm glad they came, because we were all asking for each kit, so that, because from my perspective, when you have a piece missing, you can't go any further. And because I live overseas, that means that I would go and report it over on the contact webs page saying, hey, I'm missing a triangle and I'm missing a rectangle. And it could take up to a month for me to see it. Not because of cotton cuts, but because the United States Postal Service right now currently sucks.
Yeah.
And so things get hung up in Chicago for weeks at a time, and then they get stuck in Copenhagen. So there's Copenhagen's end of it with hanging on to mail. And so this has been an ongoing problem since after the pandemic. It wasn't like this before the pandemic. Things got here within a 2-week period. So, I wasn't so concerned about it. But now I've gotten smart and I have an oops kit. So should I be short one piece, I can make whatever piece is missing. I can still report it to them and they would definitely send me replacement pieces, because that's how good Cotton Cuts is about their customer service. But I'm happy to have replaced fabric I can on the spot cut. So this is a go-to thing every person should have for their PMQ.
So now, did you get the full 10 months box?
Yeah. Here's what my 10 months box looks like. I just had it in my hand. Came in a box like this.
Yeah.
And
I would rather do it like that than have to wait every month.
Yep. And it's all in here, everything for 10 months. The only thing that's not in here is the clue itself.
Yeah.
So every month, on the day that they start the next shipment, they email us the clue. So I'm really liking this ahead of time, kind of, having the whole box. I may not get to do the first two, because it's been so slow about getting here. But
yeah.
It's not Kim and them's fault. But Kim and them would honor it if it went missing. Because we went right after during the pandemic, and right after it, her Cotton Cuts, Qaqortoq, and Missouri Star stepped up to the plate to replace hundreds of dollars of my stuff that went missing. It was like all of it went into this big, huge hole and disappeared off the planet. Personally, I think they have thieves at the Chicago International Airport, because that's where stuff is missing.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. My sister-in-law and mother-in-law both worked at the post office for many years, so I've heard all the stories.
It's crazy. I'm like, and there's no way for you to just call up there and say, oh, by the way, you need to find out why mail is disappearing in your airport.
Yeah. Well, and I bet it is hard for you to get your packages, isn't it? Because it seems like sometimes, if I order something from Qaqortoq, it will go up into like Ohio, or it'll go up north.
Yep.
They then have to come back down, which, I know they have whatever they're doing, but still, I'm like, gosh.
Yep. Basically.
So you've been missing pieces, Susan? So far I haven't missed anything. But now I'm like, I don't remember sewing.
It does happen. I mean, their PMQ subscriptions have grown exponentially over the last 3 years, and and they're getting ready to move their whole shop to a different place because where they're at is been sold or something. I don't know, but they're having to move, which is making it harder for them. But yeah,
so we're just on
you see what Susan said. She said, so far I have been missing like 4 pieces in clue 2, and I used my kit for replacement pieces. See, that is a good thing. That's what's good about the boot. Now, if you don't use it, you can make piece something out of it and put it on the back of the quilt if you want to, or you can use it for whatever you want to use it for.
Now we've only got 3 clues so far, right?
Right. Mine's still in the wind. I haven't got my 3rd one yet. But yeah, we're up to clue 3 right now. Susan, did you report your missing pieces? Or are you just going to just say, nope, I'm fine with just using the oops kit? Lawayne says, I thought I was missing 2 pieces. Come to find out, I had sewn them together in one of the clues. Oops. Denise says USPS is screwing domestically too. Yeah, I see. And
Yeah.
Denise also says I ordered from Soya and they delivered to the wrong address. That doesn't surprise
Yeah.
me. And do I? And
I ordered something from Soya, and I came home one day, and we had a sub mail carrier, and he literally stuck it in my mailbox where it was hanging out, and it was pouring down raining. I mean, luckily it was wrapped good by them, but I was like, really? I mean, I took a picture of it and sent it to my sister-in-law who worked for the post office. I was like, this is no good.
Okay, so Denise says, wait, she said something else. Do I ask Soya to start offering? So are you supposed, is that supposed to be, so I asked Soya to start offering other delivery options? Yeah, they need to do so. I can't buy from Soya anymore. I would spend money left and right with them for batiks, but I'm sorry, but I'm not paying $150 for 10 yards of fabric. No, not gonna happen.
I got to where every time I ordered from them, it seemed like it was taking almost 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, by the time I got it, this is really bad. I forgot what I ordered. I was like, okay, what do I get now?
Yep.
So I have not ordered from them in a very long time because I really need to. So.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to be making or sewing is I'm going to take, I'll show you. This is D, very pale pink. And we're going to make 8 flying geese.
Yeah.
Yeehaw, let's make them flying geese. Nora, stop. So
I was trying to hurry through that.
This is the color for what we're going to put on both ends of the triangle. And it's going to be looking like this.
I did pull this fabric out that I've had for a very long time. I guess it's a batik. But I haven't seen any like this in a while. Have you all?
Oh,
it's old.
Where'd you find it?
Like really old. So see the pigs and there's goats and sheep and ducks in it.
I thought they look like animals on it. And that's a batik?
Yep.
I wonder who
it's really old batik.
I wonder who made them.
Well, I don't remember, but I mean, there's butterflies in it, mice, a rooster. So it's really cute.
Denise says, but the people who always used to give me my mail moved out, and if the new ones got fabric, they kept it. That's rude, Denise. She also says, I am going to get a post office box in town. Yeah, I don't blame you because fabric's too expensive for losing it that way. Teresa says she wants her dinner. Probably. Oh, she hears Nora over here making a ruckus. Yeah, I feed her, and then about 10 minutes later, she's going to be whining about, I want to go outside to do my business. They're missing
my dog is happy right now not to go outside because he doesn't really like the heat much.
Yeah, I understand. I need to get out there. The wind knocked down something that we had on our deck to keep them from jumping off the deck because she discovered she can jump off of it, which would, if she jumps off it wrong, she's going to break her back. I'm not worried about Coda jumping off of it as much as I am her. He's a big dog. She's a little dot or a standard Dotson, and I don't need her causing spine injuries. No.
Oh, yeah.
My whiny child.
My dog, he's long, so they're supposed to be known for back issues. And
what kind do you have?
I have a corgi. And
Oh yeah, I was wondering if corgis did or not.
yeah, and actually I read something that said avoid stairs for corgis. Or everything in my house is stairs. So to get into the house,
Calling my German Shepherd a German Shedder because everywhere he walks, he leaves. You know the little cartoon called Pigpen?
yeah,
That's what it reminds me of. Everywhere that person walked, there's destruction behind them.
yeah, that's how my corgi is. It's tumbleweeds of dog hair.
Yep, very annoying. Denise says they always deliver to 4502, but not 4520. Someone probably gets the numbers backwards for some reason. And then Luane says to Denise, I will get mail for the two former residents of my unit. One died 5 years ago and the other years ago. One even gets pre-approved CC offers. Laugh out loud.
Teresa, did you get your applique project finished from the other night? Weren't you doing the dog? I was trying to cook dinner. I do the best I can do to pay attention.
I was thinking about making some cooking videos maybe this summer when my husband's home where he can help with the camera. Since I like cooking, I just don't like cleaning up.
I made one cooking video with my husband. He put it on. He has a Rumble channel. I think it's on there.
Cool.
Actually, I started kind of making a cookbook. I've got so many recipes going in there because my daughter and my son, they're constantly, how do you make this? So finally, when I cook, I usually cook a little bit more. My husband would take it to work and share it with everybody. So then I would have to give them the recipe. So I finally had to, I'm kind of like a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So I had to narrow some of my recipes down.
My husband makes the best chicken pork soup around.
Chicken pork soup. I've never had that.
It's really yummy.
Sounds
You
good.
didn't think about putting pork in soup with chicken, but it's really good. He usually uses chicken legs, and then the meat department sells these cubed up pork cubes. I'm not sure what part of the pig it comes from, but they cook really well in soup.
Hey, I'm always ready to try about anything.
Yep. As long as it's not red meat boiled, I'm fine.
Oh, you don't like red meat?
I don't like red meat boiled.
Boiled?
Or used in stews.
Oh, really?
No, I don't. No thanks. Because I eat steaks medium rare, if that tells you anything.
Yeah.
And
that's the way I eat
and I like when I cook roast, I'll slow cook them for hours because you get really good tenderness from them that way. And when you boil meat, you don't get tender unless you beat the crap out of them before you boil them.
Oh, yeah.
Something about boiling them makes them tough to me, and I don't want to have to work that hard.
No. Now I'm the chicken fryer around here. I fry it for my husband and whoever else he'll invite over. I used to fry it every Sunday, but he changed his work shift. So I usually fry it on Tuesdays or Wednesdays now. And then we take it to church because we go to church a lot on Wednesday nights.
Yep.
And I'll take it in there. But that's a lot of work.
Let's see. Teresa said, Jamie, just prep the fabric and that's it so far. That's all she's doing so far.
You're doing better than me.
Niece says every 5 years when I have to get a new card, I am a nervous wreck until it comes through. Oh, you mean a credit card? Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Melissa says, I don't do red meat, laugh out loud. I'm going to see if my friend that lives here in town that, takes me fishing with him from time to time, I'm going to find out when he's going to go rabbit hunting. I'm going to see if he can get some extra rabbits to bring to me.
Oh,
so I can
you want
feed them to my I want to feed
That's
them to my
funny.
dog.
The video that my husband did of the cooking video, it was out of rabbit. It's rabbit bean soup.
I want to feed raw rabbit to the dogs.
You feed it to the dogs?
That's what I want it for, is for the dogs.
Oh, well, no, we eat it.
No, this would be for the dogs, because I'm not eating rabbit. I haven't eaten the Greenlander kind, but the way they process it, it's like, no. Not happening. But if I can get him to give it to me skinned and no guts inside of it, then I can just freeze it for 3 months and then feed it to them.
Oh, now my husband does all that.
I feed them everything they eat is raw.
The dogs, well, that's supposed to be what they're supposed to eat, really.
My German Shepherd he's allergic to, we don't know what ingredient it is, but it's in all kibble. And we've tried high-ended kibble, low-ended kibble, and all of them, he has the same reaction to them. We've tried no grain kibble, fish only kibble, and it's something they use to process to make the kibble that's making him sick. So I had to put him completely on raw meat, and it makes more sense to have both of them on it than one on dog food, which
we feed our dogs a lot of meat, like that raw meat or whatever. If
they're going to be in heaven, because tonight they're having lamb. And they really, what I noticed? They really love, if you take and put a chicken leg, I put a whole chicken egg in Nora's bowl. I cracked an open Coda's because he won't eat the shell. I don't know why. And put like some ground beef or ground pork or both, or I'll put one piece of lamb in each one of them with what I've already given them in the bowl, or I put duck in there with the chicken. And do you know what the first thing they wolf down? The lamb and the duck.
Probably a wilder taste, maybe.
I don't know. The lamb is different.
Yeah.
I like eating lamb myself. I think that they sense it's more like what they would find in nature.
Yeah.
And when you take them out in the nature during the fall, when all the berries are ripening, and I don't know how a dog knows that they know that they can eat berries, but they will really go to town on berries. We have blueberries and something called I can't think of the name of the berry at the moment for some reason, which is kind of weird.
Not a blackberry?
Crowberry. It looks like a blackberry, like a round black. It's black. It turns a really dark black color, but they call it crowberries. But I would have to find the Latin name for it. But they know that they can eat them. They don't even eat the ones that haven't ripened. They take their nose and they figure it out. But I have to watch how many they eat, because too many berries makes their stomach do weird things, I think.
Yeah, I tried to give my dog today a little piece of a strawberry, and he just looked at it like, I don't want that.
Blueberries. Try blueberries. My dogs love blueberries.
I'll try him on blueberries. I fed him dog food yesterday. I try not to, but I was desperate, and I put an egg on it, and he just walked over, looked at it, and walked off. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't like strawberries myself, so I rarely buy them, but blueberries they like. You know what else they like is pumpkin. I buy a little small pumpkin and I cut it in half and then quarter it and take them outside and let them eat it outside, because I don't want the mess all over my floor. And pumpkin, the seeds in the meat has a therapeutic thing where if the dogs do have parasites, it takes care of that naturally instead of you putting poison in their system.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read the channel here. Thank you for reminding me. This is Denise. She says, thank you for reminding me. I have some stew meat to get started for tomorrow. I put vinegar in the water to tenderize it if I don't have cooking wine. She uses apple cider vinegar. Oh, she says apple cider vinegar smells funny at first, but then cooks into the meat and you can't taste it. It is just tender. Luane says crock-pot roast sounds good for this weekend. Put in a pot and slow cook all day. Yes, it does. And Teresa says Willa loves huckleberries. Actually, I have a huckleberry tree outside that I planted some years ago. I need to go get all the grass away from around it so it can get bigger. So right now what I'm doing is finger pressing my one side of these flying geese, and then I'm gonna take them to the iron and press them.
Well, I'm working on another flower pot.
Okay, sounds good. Denise says huckleberries. I used to pick them as a child, mix them with blueberries.
I don't think I've ever had a huckleberry.
I don't think I've eaten.
Well, I think I had maybe like huckleberry syrup one time at IHOP or somewhere.
Every time I hear the word huckleberry, I remember the little quote from Doc Holliday on whatever Western movie it was on. I'm your huckleberry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder what he means about I'm your huckleberry.
Mix them with blueberries. Now, do grocery stores sell huckleberries? Or
that's a good question.
Mulberries.
Mulberries is the other one you don't. I've never seen mulberries in the store, I don't think. Mulberries, as far as I know, are not indigenous to Florida, so I've never even seen one.
Now, we have some blackberries my husband picked. And I will make a blackberry cobbler, but I made one year we had so many blackberries. I think I made blackberry cobbler, blackberry cake. I mean, whatever I could make out of blackberries.
You probably could use it in smoothies too. So, everybody, tell us, what is your favorite berry? Which berry do you love the most? Let's see what the chat tells us on who likes what the most. What's your number one berry, and what's your least liked berry?
I didn't think they did, Teresa. I've never seen any huckleberries. I don't know what my favorite berry is. I don't really eat a lot of fruit.
I think if I had to choose on berries, it'd probably be raspberries or blackberries. What I miss the most, and every time I go to the US, I come back with a jar of grape jelly. Concord grape jelly. Because I love that particular jelly. And there's no such thing as grape jelly over here on this side of the pond. Which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I heard that somewhere else.
I wonder if they can't grow the kind of grapes that are used for jelly.
Is it something to do with the water concentrate in it, or?
I don't know. It's just an odd thing that they don't have it as jelly. They also don't have blackberry jelly here either. So maybe blackberries don't grow in Europe. I don't know. Maybe that's an American thing.
So,
or North American thing.
Grow in high mountains.
Yeah.
See, we have blackberries here.
I think I've seen blackberries. Well, I didn't see blackberries in California, come to think of it. But I've definitely seen them in other places. All right, I'm gonna press these real quick, you guys. This is camera.
Nope, I don't want you to go that way. Yes, you're going. Do you all talk to your fabric and your sewing machine like I do?
Mary G says, Marionberry. I don't know what that is. Candace says strawberry is my favorite, but least favorite is blueberry. Stop, Nora. Denise says cranberries. Teresa says huckleberries grow on a bush, not a tree. They grow in the high mountains. Denise says she likes them all. Teresa says I love huckleberries. So far, that's what everybody's saying. Why is this iron taking forever to heat up?
I would say, since I've never had a huckleberry, so I can't compare, but I do like blackberries and strawberries. And I do, well, I mean, I guess I don't eat a lot of raspberries. I like raspberry flavored stuff.
I like taking the berries, like raspberries, blueberries, and yeah, those two mainly. And I like to take them and make smoothies with them. And I use almond milk and cream to add to it. And they're frozen when I make it.
Peaches off of the tree. Now, Teresa, didn't you used to live in Tennessee or Georgia or somewhere? Did you live there? Or somebody you know lives there? My son loved peaches. I would get him a big, just jar of peaches, and he would eat the whole thing by himself when he was little.
Yep. I tell you what I could eat a lot of, and that's oranges.
Yeah.
I love oranges.
I do. I like oranges. But I just don't eat a lot of fruit.
When I was a kid and we lived in this little town called Chuliota, which is down in Seminole County, I think. And my dad and mom were renting this house that was in the middle of 3,000 acres of orange trees. So all you had to do was walk outside and pick, off the trees if you wanted to. And we used to play. They had these big, humongous rainbirds that would shoot out water for miles across the orange groves, and we would stand right where we know it was going to drop water, and it would get you wet in the first go around. It would almost knock you over because we were small kids when we were doing that. But we loved just standing there and getting wet in the rainbird in the middle of summer.
So you're from Florida, right?
I was raised in Florida, but I wasn't born there. So, yep, pretty much. I lived in Florida from 1967 until 2011 when I moved here.
That was quite an adjustment.
Some parts, yes, some parts, no.
Yeah.
I guess I have adapted, actually. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't miss stuff about our country. That would be lying. Because there is things I miss about our country. And some of them has to do with the fact that you can get in your car and go to any grocery store and find just about anything that you normally would buy yourself. We are very spoiled Americans.
Yeah. Well, when we moved, which was 10 years ago, I mean, and we only moved like 20 minutes away from where we lived, but just the 20 minutes, it was a big adjustment.
I really like living in
location. There's no stores there's a dollar store, but it's still 6 miles away. You know, that's the closest store.
Before I moved in 2011, I was 18 miles out of the city because I don't like the noise of the city. I want to be out there where I can, if I want to ride my horse down the side of the road or go riding through some pine trees, I can do that. You can't do that.
Yeah. I've never lived in a city. I've always lived on, you know, the outskirts. And well, and really we're at, it's not even a suburb. I mean, we lived in a subdivision, but it was not a lot of houses in the subdivision.
Yeah. Do you like living in a subdivision?
It was good where we lived before because my kids had a lot of friends on the street. So that was good for them. Then when they got older, we moved out here, which was fine. And we switched my daughter's schools. And but my son had already graduated from high school when we moved here. So he was good. Now we're out quite a ways from, like I said, anything.
The town here that we live in has 3,800 people that live here, and currently the only way in and out is either by passenger ship or by helicopter. Now, in 2026, that's going to change. We're going to have a runway because they're building one right now. But with all this new stuff going on, I've noticed that our little neighborhood, because we live down here by the lake, and they tore down, there was a block away, there was like 4 what they call blocks. I didn't know apartments were called that, but I guess they are when you house multiple families in one building. And they tore down 4 of them. And then they've been in, for the last 3 years, maybe close to 4 now, they have been building new apartments, but they're like little mini, like there's 3 floors and each floor just has one apartment on it. So they're like a, I haven't been inside to see the whole setup, so it might be 2 apartments per floor. I don't know, but they're like smaller blocks. There's 3 floors, but just like I said, maybe 2 apartments in each one. And
like a condominium almost.
Yeah, it looks a lot like a condo actually. And our neighborhood noise levels has changed a lot. It went from being quiet down here. All we ever hear is noise because of all the building that's going on and blowing up a rock. Teresa says, I live in Oregon and we have 18 peach trees. Yummy.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be cool to have. Somebody. Oh, I thought somebody wanted to.
Do you have any fruit trees of any sorts around here?
I told my daughter that her and her husband, well, I've told both daughters actually. My oldest daughter, her backyard, they had to clear out some really big old oak trees, and they left a really healthy one in the middle of the backyard. They left that one alone because there was nothing wrong with it, and it's really super healthy and big. But her backyard's big enough to put a raised garden in, and I told her and Eric that, you know, you guys need to learn how to grow your own food because there might come a day that you'll be glad you did.
Yeah.
And I told them the same thing. Put fruit trees and learn how to put a garden in your backyard to feed your family with because you might have to.
We have a garden. My husband actually already put it out, which is usually we wait till like a holiday around here is Derby.
Yeah.
The Kentucky Derby. Usually we put it out after the Derby. This year he put it out before because you never know what kind of weather you're going to get.
As soon as I see water moving on the lake where it's broke through the ice, I will be getting out there and starting my garden stuff because I want to plant some stuff. And I wish I'd have thought to bring back. I forgot to bring back some Idaho potatoes with me, so I could test run growing them here. Completely slipped my mind. Because I like Idaho potatoes.
We don't grow potatoes. We usually just do the basics.
Huh?
We usually do the basics like squash, zucchini, tomatoes, jalapenos, cucumbers.
If I had a greenhouse that was heated, I would grow okra and tomatoes in it.
We did okra one year. And see, and it actually did really good. And oh, we do green beans, corn.
So what I would plant would be potatoes, mustard greens, broccoli, spinach, lettuce, carrots, because those are all cool season stuff.
Yeah.
Anything that requires hot weather like tomatoes and peppers and okra is not feasible unless I get a greenhouse at some point where I can make it really hot enough to grow them in. Because we get enough sunlight. I mean, we get 20, at the height of summer, we get 22 hours of daylight. And
oh, really?
Right around, it's not getting dark now until 11 o'clock at night. So we're slowly moving toward that 22-hour trend.
I did not know that. Of course, I know nothing about. I know nothing about Greenland.
Yeah, we live 60 degrees north, so we're south of the Arctic Circle. So our hours are around 22 hours at the height of summer and at the height of winter. But if you're north of the Arctic Circle, then you're going to have daylight 24/7 for a while.
You hear something down there. Can y'all hear my dog barking?
Yep, I hear him or her.
Him. A lot of times when I pick my iron up and set it down and it kind of makes a little boom, he thinks somebody's at the door.
Hi, Melissa. Welcome back. Let me see. What can I ask everybody? All right. Since I asked Jamie this question, I'm going to ask you guys. What is your favorite? Let me think. What is your favorite type of quilt to make? Is it applique, piece, whole cloth? What is it that is your favorite thing you like making when it comes to quilting?
I want to learn how to applique. Well,
Yeah,
I've done it before, but a long time ago. I want to, but I just don't do it. Of course, I said I kind of liked a faster version, and that seems to me that's going to be slow.
Yep. Can you show everybody what you've got done so far? Because we're close to 9 o'clock.
Yeah, let me sew this part on, and I'll show you this flower.
Okay. Okay, while she's doing that, you guys don't forget to subscribe to Jamie's channel if you haven't. I just posted the link so that you know where to go. And also don't forget to if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, and if you want to become a member, there's also that choice if you want to. It's up to you on that part. But yeah, don't forget to hit the like button. Let's help the analytics with that, because that does help. Okay, so far Andrea says pieced, Melissa says pieced,
Yeah,
Lori says pieced, Teresa says pieced. Anyone else before I ask the next question?
Teresa, you did such a great job with the horse with the raw edge applique.
No, I want to learn how to do that. so beautiful, and I have the petites to do it with. I would really have fun making one, I think. I just
Yeah,
need to, I guess I
I
need
do
to take
have the
a class.
pattern. Oh, I thought I ran out of bobbin thread. I didn't. One more seam here, and I'll have the whole, almost the whole block.
Okay. I'm just trying not to turn this into a 3-hour sew.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying, because all my video, all of my lives are like 3 hours or more. Now nobody's complained, which is fun. But
Oh, this is Thursday. Susan, is Susan on tonight? I forgot who's on.
Who's on Thursdays? But yeah. What is, oh, let me post it again, Lori. Make sure you go over there and show the love. And Jamie, I wouldn't mind us maybe trying to do another collab.
Okay.
I'll talk to you about something that we're going to try to do that relates to smaller channels, and see what you think about it. And then I have.
Okay. So here's the new
All right,
one.
hang on. Let me pin you. Let me stop.
I need to repress the back, as you can see. You can see through it. I've got to press the wrong way. Anyway, so I got to repress that. So this is that, but what I did on the first one is I put this little border up here in this, and I put those on there. So when I do this one, I'll do the same, and it'll have the little shoe fly right there.
Oh, pretty. Is that a pattern that you made, or is it a pattern you're doing of someone else's?
Now the block I found in a book, but no, this is just my pattern.
Okay.
I just saw the block. It's in that Barbara Brockman, the big quilt block book.
Uh-huh.
Now, so as far as the measurements and all that, I did that myself.
Okay. Beverly says, that's beautiful, Jamie.
Thank you.
Denise and the Quilting Jamie and everyone, hello. Hi, Denise. Susan comes on at 4 p.m. Pacific time, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock my time. Katie, any update on the long-awaited sewing room? Luane, that would be a big, huge no. I ain't seen. Oh, I do have an update about the fuel tank though. No, we haven't seen anyone. No one has showed up over here to finish it, and it's really ticking me off. Now, as far as the fuel tank's concerned, what day was this? Today's Thursday. It must have been Monday. I walked into the bathroom Monday around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and when my feet hit the tile, I'm like, uh-oh. The tile felt like icebergs. So I turned the hot water on to see if I had hot water. No hot water. I went out there and I'm like, I messed with the boiler to see if I can get it to come on. It didn't want to come on. So I have a stick where I can stick in the fuel tank, the old fuel tank anyway. I haven't figured out how to do that in the big one, the new one. But anyway, there was like 8 inches in the bottom left, and when I pulled it out, I noticed it didn't look like oil on the stick. It looked like water. I called them, and we've been waiting for the tank to get low enough so that they could go ahead and switch out the old fuel tank that's like 40 years old and put in a new one. And so we now have a new fuel tank. Oh my God, that thing is massive, way bigger than the other one. But I shouldn't have any more boiler problems because of a bad fuel tank anymore. Denise says, I will watch a live for 3 hours, but not replay. See, this is why I should shorten my lives. If I miss the live, I will let the replay run so you get the watch hours. Thank you, Denise, because I noticed that my views are down and my watch hours are down quite a bit, but that's also because I went on vacation. That has stuff to do with it. But I've been struggling trying to get the numbers back up.
Well, I think also with the weather getting better, people are going outside more, you know, doing gardens and all that kind of stuff. And so you're not indoors watching YouTube as much, I think, like you do in the winter.
And then also I have an announcement to make it, and just keep this in mind. I will do a video about it soon. A short video about it. The channel, when I first set up YouTube, I set up the platform in March, but I didn't have anything on it. I didn't post a video or nothing. I just had signed up with a different, you know, it started out being Live in Greenland. And that was March. May. In May, I posted the first video of something that related to Greenland, not a quilty one. However, on June the 2nd, 2023, I posted my first quilting video. So I am going to use June the 2nd as my 1-year anniversary for this channel. And I am going to be celebrating my 1-year mark, but I'm going to also ask y'all to share my channel, because if we can get my watch hours up to 10,000 watch hours, and it's getting close, I'm going to give away a big, huge quilt kit.
Oh, wow.
I'll get the quilt. I decided, you know how people have been going through their sewing rooms and deciding that they've changed their mind to finish a kit or start a kit and turn around and either sell it or give it away. I'm going to give this kit away. It'll be part of a drawing. I'll be doing that along with 4 $25 gift cards, and I probably have some fat quarters that I probably will also be giving away, as long as people don't mind waiting a month to get it in the mail, because I'll be mailing it from overseas. So stay tuned for the video about me celebrating our anniversary. I would really like to see if I could get all of y'all to come to the anniversary video live, and you know, I would appreciate that so much. So okay, so thank you, Jeannie, for coming to my live today. And
oh, you're welcome.
I
can only see me again.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can't get her back over here again so we can sew together. Uh-oh, sorry. Okay, thank you for reminding me, Lorraine. Y'all need to remind me of that, because I do forget to do that. Could you hear everything I said even though you couldn't see me?
Oh yeah, I could hear you.
I know, but what about them? Let me know you heard everything I just said. Give me a heart.
Yeah, she came because she was talking about, Andrea is talking about not having a quilt kit.
Well, this is a Fat Quarter Shop quilt kit that was for raising money for the Make-A-Wish. So when I say kit, I mean the whole dang thing.
Yeah.
Even the backing I bought for it. I'll show it soon, so you guys can see what you have a chance to win. And also, speaking of this particular kit, the kit is big. I'm going to leave it in the box it came in, and I'm going to rebuild a new box to go around it for protection. But you just have to be patient, and it may take up to four to 6 weeks for you to get it from Greenland. I hope you don't mind, but that's the only way I could put back into the community. And I think it would be a great gift for, you know, one grand prize.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Ted. How are you? Okay, so yes, they all heard me. All right, so anyway, stay tuned for that and a couple other things that I will be talking about over the next couple of lives. So thank you for coming to my live tonight. Remember to live, laugh, love, dream, and create. That's what I expect y'all to do. So thank you for coming, and have a great night, and see you.
Bye, y'all. Happy sewing. See ya.
Have a wonderful sew day too. All right, let's go here. Bye. Okay.